Welcome to the 2026 Big Four Sports March Madness Tournament with teams from the NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL competing for the March Madness Championship. The way this is going to work is actually extremely simple. You're going to see on this bracket, we have split it up into 4 different sections for all 4 sports. The way these sections were seeded were based off the NFL's Final 8, the World Series odds going into the 2026 season, and then for the NBA and NHL, since they're currently ongoing, I took the standings at the time of recording this video on March 19th. 8 teams' first objective is to make it out of their respective sport before taking the other sports on in our Final 4. So let's start with our lightning round 1, beginning with the NFL in Madden 26. Our first NFL matchup in this March Madness tournament, the number 1 seed Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl champions narrowly beat the 8 seed Houston Texans in a defensive battle. However, the same can't be said for the other team that made the Super Bowl, because the San Francisco 49ers blow out the New England Patriots 41-7. The Chicago Bears also go on the road to take out the Los Angeles Rams, shutting them out 14-0. This is one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl next year. And our final round 1 matchup in the NFL side of the bracket, the Buffalo Bills destroy the Broncos in a revenge game 38-7. And now we're going to flip over to MLB The Show 26 for the MLB side of the bracket. And in our first matchup of MLB The Show 26, it's a World Series rematch in a winner-take-all game, and Teoscar Hernandez sends one down the line, and the Dodgers are going to escape. They're going to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Max Muncy scores. We are on the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Goldschmidt has battled it back to a 3-2 count. Can he keep the Yankees alive? He does. Base hit in his center field, and the tying run will come to the plate. Can he get him to strike out? Will Chisholm put it in play? And they call him strike 3 looking. Doesn't take the bat off his shoulders, and the Cubs are moving on. Flipping over to Seattle, where the Seattle Mariners are down 7-2, and it's on the bat of the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, to even keep this game alive. Or are the Red Sox moving on to round 2 on our MLB side of the bracket here? Brand new MLB The Show 26, all the updated rosters. Cal down to his final strike, which means the Mariners are down to their final strike here. March Madness 2026, 4 Sports Edition. And he strikes out swinging. And the Mets are going home. Phillies on the road to take out their NL East rival. What I might call the biggest upset here in the tournament so far is our first game in the NHL side of the bracket. The Colorado Avalanche have been knocked out, the 1 seed in the NHL right now, by the Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby. Now, for some reason in the NHL, when I was setting this up, we had to have the Canadiens be the home team over the Stars, despite them being the 2 seed. So I apologize about that. The Montreal Canadiens, though, trying to tie it up, and Slavkovsky is denied by Ottinger. They are down 3-2. The 2 seed Stars looking to move on. The net is empty for the Canadiens, who I think are going to get a power play here. Yeah, Mikko Rantanen going to the box. It'll be 6-on-4 for the last 15 seconds. Montreal clutch up. Big face-off draw. They lose it. Harley probably going to try to dump it. They got a pressure here. They keep it in. They lose the puck, and Steele trying to send it down the ice. And the Canadiens with 5 seconds. Texier, he gets it taken from his stick, and the Dallas Stars survive in Montreal. The Buffalo Sabres, who are having a great season in the NHL this year, finally going to go back to the playoffs, are getting destroyed in this March Madness game, unfortunately. On home ice, it's going to belong to the Minnesota Wild 6-1. And the final horn is officially going to sound. The Minnesota Wild will head on to round 2 on our NHL side of the bracket. The Tampa Bay Lightning pulled their goaltender Andrei Vasilevsky as 20 seconds remain in this game. Andrei Svechnikov is going to ice it, though, as the Carolina Hurricanes, who go on the road because, again, I couldn't make them the home team for some reason in the simulation, they have taken a 6-3 lead and will punch their ticket to round 2. And now we go to NBA 2K for the final side of the bracket. In the NBA, we start with the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham and the Pistons are going to knock out the 6th seed Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron, Luka, see you later. A classic Celtics-Knicks matchup belongs to the New York Knicks. The 4 and 5 seed in this tournament, the Knicks come into TD Garden, and they win 120-106. Jaylen Brown, Tatum going home. Brunson, Cat moving on. The 2 seed San Antonio Spurs are going to knock out the 7 seed Minnesota Timberwolves 129-113. Wemby and the Spurs now have to be considered one of the favorites in this tournament, but still one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to make it out of the NBA side, and maybe the entire tournament, is last year's NBA champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our Sweet 16. 4 teams remain in each sport. Now it's time for me to jump in live with some gameplay for all the sports and commentate a little bit. And we'll once again begin round 2 with Madden 26 in the NFL. And we're going to start this round with the 1 seed Seahawks taking on the 5 seed Buffalo Bills. In a game that a lot of people wanted to be the Super Bowl matchup this year, including myself, I wanted it to be Bills, Seahawks, and we have a tight ball game. It is 10-10. Now we have the free agency acquisitions from this previous offseason, so there's no longer Kenneth Walker on the Seahawks. The Bills have DJ Moore, so we have the updated rosters as of right now going into the 2026 season representing. So we'll see what the Seahawks can do. Can they win the NFL side of the bracket like they did in the real NFL? And he takes the tight end, A.J. Barner from Sam Darnold. We are under 2 minutes to go as Seattle's trying to get this into field goal range to punch their ticket to the final 8 teams, and it would be the final 2 in the NFL side of the bracket. They go to the Super Bowl of the NFL bracket, if you will, as he takes Charbonnet out of the backfield for a few. And I do want to know in the comments down below, who do you have winning this March Madness bracket with 16 teams remaining as JSN gets a first? We got a 3rd and 6 here. Very important for the Bills to get a stop, maybe force an incompletion to get some time with the ball for Josh Allen. They try to win this thing. Jackson Smith-Njigba though catches it. And they should try to drain this clock all the way and kick a game-winning field goal. But Madden logic, anything could happen. One other thing I need to point out, you see we have this 1 versus 5 matchup. There is no reseedings of the bracket in March Madness as Zach Charbonnet gets a touchdown with 35 seconds. Actually not a bad case for the Bills because they will have some time to get the ball back, as we're going to skip to when Josh Allen has the ball. The Bills kind of got an unlucky matchup because they're taking on the Super Bowl champs, whereas the other 2 teams, Bears and 49ers, still alive with a 6 and 7 seed. Josh and the Bills force overtime. Only 15 seconds to work with here. Josh Allen does complete it, but it's inbounds. I believe that's Brandon Cooks. 7 seconds to go. Madden logic not going to drain the clock, so it looks like the Bills are going to get 1 more playoff. But this is it. Unless there's a penalty, this game is over. Josh. Madden. All right, Seattle's going on. I didn't think the Bills were going to get anyway, but the heck was that? Our other matchup in the NFL to determine who's going to the NFL Super Bowl is the 49ers and Bears. A minute 20 on the clock in Chicago, down 5, needing a touchdown to take the lead to send themselves to the Super Bowl of the March Madness NFL side of the bracket, and Caleb Williams will deliver. Colston Loveland gonna make the grab for a first down. Had to have it, and they did for 23 yards. Minute 10 remains. They call a timeout, so the clock is stopped. Gonna run it to DeAndre Swift. Not a bad play call. You have some time to work. They're gonna give it to him again after taking the big hit. He's gonna pick up another 6 yards. So DeAndre Swift, some really good runs. He picks up 7 back-to-back, 51 seconds to go. Bears still have 1 timeout. 49ers might want to use one soon. As Colston Love, oh, I thought he made an unbelievable grab in between a lot of 49ers defenders. Looks like it was just broken up. And now let's see how they opt to play this. Caleb. Gonna give it to Swift again. You gotta throw a little more. Someone's going to the Super Bowl to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Can't ask so much more than this. Caleb Williams delivers. Caleb Williams, 13 seconds remaining. Rome Odunze to make it a 1-point lead. They go for 2. They don't get it. They kick it to San Francisco with 5 seconds remaining. Now Brock Purdy and the 49ers have 1 play. I don't think they can hit a field goal range, but only 5 seconds left. Yep, Brock Purdy going down, and the Bears will take on Seattle in our NFL Super Bowl. Now let's jump over to MLB The Show, where we start with the Phillies taking on the Dodgers. Andrew Scott versus Bryce Harper in the top of the 9th, and Bryce Harper is trying to have 1 more clutch moment like he had for Team USA in the WBC. The Dodgers trying to go to the World Series of the MLB side of the bracket. Back-to-back World Series champions are 2 outs away, and Edwin Diaz coming out of the bullpen to take on Alec Bohm. 2 outs away from going to defend their World Series crown. And boom, is going to foul that one off. Marsh! Don't think he got enough of it, and the Dodgers will move on to the World Series of the MLB side of the bracket. And our other Final Four MLB matchup is between the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox. And in Fenway, the Red Sox have a 2-1 lead in the 9th inning, trying to take out the Cubs. For Dodgers and Red Sox World Series matchup, Chapman gets Suzuki looking. Now he's got to take on PCA, who I believe it says he's 2 for 3 in this game. Pico Armstrong could do something, but he's got to do it lefty-lefty, strike one. Chapman's still got gas all these years later. He can still throw the ball with extreme heat. He buckled his knees with that slider. Now down to his final strike. And PCA goes down swinging on the slider. And the Cubs are down to their final strike. Carson Kelly gonna have to battle here for a chance to tie this game. And that one is going to be an easy play. Trevor Story delivers, and this game is over. The Red Sox will play the Dodgers. Now let's check out the NHL side. And in Dallas, the Carolina Hurricanes are on a power play, down by one-timer on the Jake Ottinger. The Stars are up 4-3. Carolina on the power play, looking to tie this up. Who's going to the Stanley Cup final of our March Madness NHL bracket? Jason Robertson looking to add insurance for the Stars. Didn't get the best shot, even though he was one-on-one with the goaltender there. Taylor Hall loses the puck. Stars, 5.5 minutes to go. Miro Heiskanen finds the zone. Oh, I thought it was a breakaway for Seth Jarvis. Didn't see the defender back there for Dallas. Oh, and he threw it out. Blake. Oh, bad mistake by Ottinger, but he saves the day with that save. I thought he was going to throw that one away, and then they were going to score, and the Hurricanes would have tied it up, and that would have been a huge mistake for Jake Ottinger. Oh, what a big hit in the offensive zone for the Stars. Captain for the Stars actually keeps it in. Oh, and they get the insurance. It's Bork. What a sequence, and the Dallas Stars take a 2-goal lead with about a minute to go. That one stopped by Ottinger into the corner. Jordan Stahl tried to fire a backhander on. Jordan Stahl tried to go into the net. It was blocked in front. Slavin, Chatfield. Time is ticking down. Stars will take this all day. Less than 20 seconds to go. Could get an empty netter or just let the time. Hold on a second. Nikolai Ehlers fouls that one. Under 10 seconds to go. They're not getting 2 goals. We're waiting for the final horn. 3 seconds. 2, 1. The Dallas Stars will play in our March Madness Stanley Cup final. In Minnesota, it's a 2-goal game. Sidney Crosby and the Penguins on the road against Quinn Hughes and the Minnesota Wild, who are up 3-1, trying to meet the Dallas Stars in our Stanley Cup final in the NHL side of the March Madness bracket. But a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey, but with only 5 minutes to go, I don't know if that's still the case. Brock Faber to Hartman, fires a backhander just onto the goaltender. Just throwing some shots on goal to kill as much time as possible. Ricard Raquel trying the outlet pass Crosby. Brian Rust. 3.5 minutes to go. Penguins need some offensive zone pressure. Oh, try to come into the zone with a big hit. Hartman, though, skates it up the wing. And that was a weak one that got on goal to Sheelovs and no cover. Fire that one in. Fires it wide, actually. Boldy, though, gets the rebound. He hits the side of the cage. 47 seconds. Still a 2-goal lead, though, so the Wild in good shape. Unless the Penguins get a quick one in the next 5 seconds or so. Instead, it's the Wild skating out with the puck again, trying to desperately find the empty net for the dagger goal. But they're still in a great position to lock this one up with 30 seconds to go. Sidney Crosby trying to find the zone. Novak is in. Trying to get that one goal. They stick it over to the corner. Middleton has the puck. Johansson again. He has Eriksson Ek if he wants to get it to him. Eriksson Ek will have the dagger score. And the Wild will meet the Stars in the final. And now we flip over to the NBA, where it is the New York Knicks as the 5 seed taking on the 1 seed Thunder. I feel as if the NBA is always the hardest to find a close game. We have close games in all 3 sports so far. But the NBA, the first team, the Thunder, are going to destroy the Knicks by 15. It was actually close till about halfway through the 4th quarter. Then the Thunder really opened it up. They're going to move on to our NBA Finals of our March Madness bracket in the NBA side. Will they take on the Spurs or Pistons? Maybe we'll jump into a little bit of the beginning of the game in the NBA Finals and then the end of the game as well when we have our final 2 in the sport, just because it's so hard to get a close game at the end. 5 seconds remain. The Knicks will be going home, and the Knicks won this thing last year. So our reigning defending 2025 March Madness champions in all 4 sports are going home right here. I forgot to even mention that. The Knicks won this last year. There will be no repeat champion in 2026. We have about 7 teams remaining, or 9 teams remaining. Let's see who makes it the final 8.
A few moments later.
And my apologies, guys. I accidentally simulated it without jumping into the game. The Pistons defeat the Spurs. That means now, as we are down to the Elite 8, the final 2 teams remaining in all 4 sports, who's walking out of their side of the brackets. And we have jumped into the Super Bowl. For the NFL, we have one team in the Chicago Bears taking on the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks. And unlike the first couple of games, as I think I realized I was blocking the scoreboard for the NBA, so if I was, I apologize. We are going to be jumping in live to the beginning of the Super Bowl for the first 2 drives, one for the Bears, one for the Seahawks. Then we'll jump in live at the end if it's close to see who's moving out of the NFL side of the bracket. We'll probably be doing that for all the sports if I can. I'll check their simulations. DeAndre Swift going to pick up 4. They're going to go for on 4th and inches. I got to expect it's not a quarterback sneak. Instead, it's DeAndre Swift pass to the 40, I should say. Bears have gotten it to 3rd and 7 here at the 20. DeAndre Swift on a little screen pass, 4th and short. I'm going to just simulate this play without looking at it. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it. They went for it and did not get it, so Seattle's going to take over at the 15. So no points on the opening drive for the Bears, despite being a really good drive. Super Bowl champions have. They didn't move the ball that well in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for Kenneth Walker. Let's see if Zach Charbonnet is going to be the guy now. So Charbonnet going to get the ball as soon as I say that. He actually had a 10-yard run right before that one I didn't get on camera. That time, though, he loses 2 yards, so not very good. They might have to throw it a little bit this time around. We'll have to see. We got 2 backs in the backfield. Charbonnet on play action. They try to go to the other running back. I'm not exact. George Holani, he did play a little bit in the playoffs, I believe, when Charbonnet was out. So 3rd and 12 now for Sam Darnold. Maybe look Jackson Smith and Jigba's way. Darnold actually goes to Charbonnet, who gets past the 40 to the 40. Seahawks 2nd and 7 from the 8. They can pick up a first down inside the 1. Would be tough to do so without getting the touchdown, though, but you never know. And they take Holani this time. Touchdown, Seattle on their first drive. They go 85 yards, a long first quarter. Let's see how this game is going to shake out. We're in the second quarter here. Bears are down 10-3. They do not tie it. They do not have a touchdown on the board yet. Seattle goes up 17-6, 24-6. Might not be a close one. 31-9. Bears too little too late. We don't even have to jump in live because the Seahawks have dominated the Chicago Bears, and they will be advancing out of the NFL side of the bracket. Makes sense, they're the Super Bowl champs. Now we're going to head to MLB The Show, where it's going to be the Red Sox taking on the Dodgers. And we are jumping in live for the first inning for both sides before we skip to the 9th and see where we stand between the Dodgers and Red Sox. Roman Anthony versus Shohei Ohtani. In the MLB side of the bracket, you know Ohtani's going to pitch and he's going to hit. Can he take over this game and lead his team to a 3rd straight World Series, technically, before our final challenge coming out of the respective sport bracket, as that one's going to be popped up to Max Muncy for the first out. Ohtani looking to go 1-2-3 against Jarren Duran, and he puts that one in play. Should be a routine ground ball. Actually, a tougher play than I thought. Nonetheless, 1-2-3 inning for Ohtani. Now the Dodgers are at the play, and it's Ohtani getting it started. He's taking on Garrett Crochet, who I believe is a 99 overall in this game. He had a great year last year. I am surprised to see him at a 99. So it's 99 overall versus 99 overall. And Ohtani just gets under it for the first out. I don't know how this game's going to go, truthfully. Oh, he takes it looking, though. Strike 3. We'll count now for Contreras versus Diaz. Wilyer Abreu had a big WBC. He's on deck. Fouls it off again. How many pitches in this at bat? Might be like pitch number 9. Something like that. Long at bat for Wilson Contreras here. And he works the walk. Oh, but Diaz is going to challenge the new system implemented in MLB The Show. And he's going to get the call overturned for strike 3. 1-2. Abreu skies it up to center field. Did not get enough. Got under it. And the Dodgers defend their crown in the MLB. Here in Dallas, in a tied 3-3 hockey game, someone has a chance to be the hero, either in regulation or in overtime, for the Stanley Cup winning March Madness NHL side of the bracket winning golden goal. Who is it going to be? Mikko Rantanen just going to shove one on net, and Gustafsson of the Minnesota Wild is going to grab. Stars, 2.5 minutes to go. Find the offensive zone, but it's taken away. Andrew Shane trying to keep it in. Jared Spurgeon took it from him. Middleton with the puck now. Minute 40 to go. Throwing that one off the boards. Eriksson Ek has it. Here comes the captain, Jamie Benn, trying to get the puck. He does keep it. Jamie Benn one-on-one, skating towards the net, passes it back to Duchesne, and Gustafsson just grabs it, a wide open Rupe Ince almost had it. Wild able to keep this good use. Ryan Hartman, he scores! Iron and in! Off the post, and scores it! Ryan Hartman might have just sent the Minnesota Wild out of the NHL side of the bracket with a win. What a shot! Ottinger could not have seen that puck. He had his own player and a Wild player in front of the net. Kaprizov with a screen. Sniped it. Stars with just 20 seconds remaining to tie it. They do have the offensive zone. They have the extra attacker on. They got to keep it. They don't put enough pressure on the Wild, who skate easily for the empty netter, Marcus Johansson. This game is over, and the Wild advance out of the NHL. And our finals of the NBA is going to be the Detroit Pistons taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet starts it off with a bucket. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. SGA passes to him, and Chet Holmgren delivers. We're going to watch a few possessions with each team here in the first quarter before skipping late in the game, and I'm going to hope for a close one because these simulations in the NBA, they never have close games at the end. Cade Cunningham against SGA. Two of the best point guards in the world going at it one-on-one, and Cade trying to get it to go. Hits the rim and no good. Here comes Williams back the other way. Back to SGA. He's wide open. He takes the three, and it's no good. Here comes Robinson back the other way. Only 2 points. A few possessions in for both teams so far. Wallace looking for an opening. He's taking it all the way, and he gets it to go easily. Nice move by Wallace. And now Cade. Let's see the Pistons get some points. Pistons trying to run a play, maybe for Tobias Harris here, who gets open and easily off the glass and good. All right, let's get through.
A few moments later.
And the Thunder won by 18. These NBA games are never close. Which means we now have our 4 teams advancing out of each bracket. In the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks. In the MLB, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The NHL is the Minnesota Wild, and in the NBA is the Oklahoma City Thunder. So for our final 4, it is going to be a joint competition to determine who is going to win and be the last team standing. To make it as fair as possible, I'm including all 4 teams on the same challenge. I'm jumping into franchise mode, simulating 10 games of a regular season with all 4. Whoever has the best record after 10 games will be crowned as our March Madness champion. If there's a tie, we'll have to jump into some live games. Let's see what happens. And getting us started, the first team through 10 games is the Seahawks out of the NFL with a strong 8-2 record. Switching over to the Dodgers, they went 7-3, so fall 1 game short of Seattle Seahawks. Minnesota Wild also go 7-3 and are eliminated 1 game off of the Seahawks 8-2. And with this coming down to the Oklahoma City Thunder, we're going to live simulate these last 10 games, or I should say the first 10 games for them. It's a pretty light schedule, all things considered. They got to go 8-2 to tie Seattle. 9-1 to win, 7-3 or anything less is a loss, and the Seahawks will win this video. They start off with 1. Oh, they've already lost 3 games. Wow, the Thunder had the worst record at a 5-5 record through 10 games, which means your 2026 Big 4 Sports March Madness tournament winner is the Seattle Seahawks out of the National Football League. That's going to do it for this video, everyone. If you want to see a 2027 March Madness edition for the Big 4 Sports, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hype it on mobile. The more love you guys show this video, the more that YouTube will push it out, and the better chance I have of making a 2027 edition. Talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.